like I'll start it off. Kind of same question I asked Carson a second ago when Coach talks about the decision-making aspect being the most important part. Kind of where do you think you are, excuse me, from that standpoint right now?
When it comes to decision making, it's just all about being consistent and like just not going like this right here. And at the quarterback position, you got to have somebody like that's this right here, whether that's the physical aspect or the mental aspect. You just got to stay the same and just stay consistent during practice. When stuff doesn't go your way, you can't make a bad play, a catastrophe. That's what Coach Bobo always tells us. And I think that's something I've been getting better at, is just making sure I stay the same and not having great plays, really bad plays, just keeping the same, just trying to keep hammering them down.
Brock, what's it been like getting to work with Coach Bobo and, talking to his past quarterbacks? They talk about how demanding he is. And what has that kind of been like, having him there and the way he coaches the position?
Coach Bobo, he's pretty intense, and on the first day he came in the quarterback room, he said, "I'm gonna coach y'all hard, and I hope y'all are open to that." And heck, he didn't really give us a choice. He said, "I'm gonna coach y'all hard, and that's the way it's gonna go." And we all said, "Yes, sir." And I think it's been really good, just the way he's been coaching us. He has a reason for everything he does. His meetings go well, and yes, sir.
Coming from the smallest classification to the SEC in high school football and to the state of Georgia, to the University of Georgia, how have you adjusted to kind of the SEC speed? How long did it take you to kind of pick up on things?
I don't know. I feel like whenever you think about like stuff like that, I feel like it's kind of relative. Just maybe you're at a smaller school like single A, maybe your O linemen aren't as good, like, and you're having to do this, and this, and just I feel like whenever you get to SEC, the D linemen are a lot better, your O linemen's a lot better, and stuff like that, and guys are faster. That was the main thing for me, is just it's tighter windows, and throwing the ball, tighter windows. You got to be more, timing's more important. Your dude's not gonna be able to sit there open for 3 seconds before you give him the ball, because he's gonna be covered. But just the game flow and the game speed has been probably the biggest transition, and it helps being able to go against one of the best defenses in the country every day at practice.
Brock, how do you feel like your mindset has changed, if at all, just as a player and competitor this spring, now that you have a chance to come in and really compete for this starting job?
I would say it hadn't really ever changed. I mean, everybody's going to say that they have belief and trust in themselves, and I base a lot of my life on my faith, and I believe that God has a plan for me regardless of where I'm at or what I'm doing, and that's never changed. I believe God has a plan for me, and I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna do my job every day and what's asked of me and control the controllables.
What's it like from practice to practice, drill to drill, kind of, who's up, who's down, who had a good day, who didn't? Like, how much does that cross your mind, and how do you handle that?
It's something I really don't try to think about. Like what I said earlier, just control the controllables is a big thing in my life, and heck, I mean, you can't control what other people are doing. You can't control the reps you're doing. Just what the reps that you get, the reps they give you. Go in there, do your job, do your best, and then hopefully good things follow.
I don't know how close you are to the other quarterbacks in the room, just as friends. But if you guys are really close, what's that like when you're competing every day against each other? Eventually, one guy's gonna win that job. What's that battle kind of like?
I think it's just really comes down to like healthy competition. I mean, if you have a dude that's one of the best in the nation or wherever, and then you have a couple of lesser opponents, that guy's not gonna get pushed every day in practice. And I mean, we have 3 or 4 dudes that are just, I mean, they're biting at the nib every time they're out there, and just hey man, after this play, if I got a question, I can turn around and ask somebody, like, what did they see? What did you see on this play? And it's just a really healthy competition, because everyone's pushing the others to be great, and then you can turn around in the meeting rooms and say, hey, I think you could have done this better, or what did you see on this play? And it's just a good environment, and I'm glad to be here.
Brock, Kirby said you put on 12 or 15 pounds. Can you tell us how you did that? And then also, how would you describe yourself as a runner outside the pocket?
First with the weight gain, living with Brock Bowers and Chaz Chambliss, you don't really have a choice but to eat food. So I've been finishing my meals was the main thing, and having the 4th meal of the day, that's just something that they do that was new to me. But doing that and lifting a lot and making sure I'm going up on my weight in certain areas. And could you repeat the second question?
You just describing yourself as a runner outside the pocket, your mentality.
I think, like I said in high school, just I don't like to see myself as a dual threat guy. Like, I'm gonna run past these dudes, all this. I feel like just a pocket passer that can extend the play if need be, and hopefully I'm accurate on the run and make good decisions.
Brock, I ask you about, of course, your dad's a longtime coach. Whenever you're the son of a coach, how was that? How has he helped you, I guess, in all those years, and especially right now as you compete for the starting job? What's kind of some of the best advice he's given you throughout all this?
Probably some of the best advice that my dad ever gave me was just, or it wasn't really advice. It was just, you have to take coaching. And like, there was practices where I'd be running around the practice field at Prince Avenue for the last 30 minutes of practice doing something wrong. Like, and it's because I talked back or said something. But just making sure I look my coaches dead in the eye and say, yes, sir, whether you like it or not. If you have an explanation, if they were wrong, you can tell them in the meeting room. They don't want to hear it on the field. Is the biggest thing that my dad taught me. And it's helped me because I've, knock on wood, I hadn't had anything happen like that because I've been able to take coaching and just say yes, sir, on the field, and maybe go back in meetings and ask about it.
What's it been like just being in the middle of this competition with Carson? I mean, we've talked to Kirby and talked to y'all's teammates. They talk really highly about all you guys, how competitive it is. What's it like being in the middle of this competition with someone like Carson?
It's just what you come here to do. I mean, you come to UGA for competition, and I knew that coming in. Coach Smart, he's going to put the best guy out there. He's going to give the best guy that gives Georgia the best chance to win. He's going to be out there, and it's just being in this competition. It's a blessing, and I feel like I'm going to be a better player for it, regardless of the outcome.
What are the biggest ways that what are the biggest things you're kind of focusing on this spring as far as ways you want to grow and develop your game?
So just with ways I'm trying to like grow and develop my game would just be like defensive recognition. And when you go with the 3s or the 2s, like you can look out there and pretty much have a feel for what they're going to be in. Like, all right, they're starting this, it's probably going to end up in this. When you get out there with the 1s, you can look up there, you can catch the ball, look back up, and it's something totally different. And just being able to study and look at different things that help to give that stuff away, and just studying film is the main thing that will help with that, and just watching other opponents as well. Just getting better at watching film. Yes, ma'am.
Coming in, Logan Johnson came with you from high school. What was it like, transitioning with him and then just having him around?
It's always good. Logan's a good ball player, and we're still good friends. He had to overcome the ACL injury, so that was tough for him. But I was always in his corner, and I'm glad he made the trip.
When you look at quarterbacks today, a lot of quarterbacks don't want to wait around, go into the portal. What was sort of your mindset, in the time you've been here and staying the course, staying here and waiting until you got a chance?
So with my mindset, like what I put into that was just like, hey, I'm learning stuff. I'm getting better under Coach Munkin and now Coach Bobo. Like if I wasn't getting reps, if I wasn't getting better, then yeah, I would have left. But just being able to know that my game's getting better mentally and physically, I'm learning so much about the game of football, and I'm going against one of the best defenses, one of the fast-paced defenses in the SEC and in the nation. Just I was being a better player for it, and that's one of the main reasons.
Carson talked about how important it was for him to get in the games. Obviously, you haven't had necessarily as many game reps. How have you tried to overcome that? And along those same lines, how have you tried to be a leader without necessarily being the oldest in the room?
Yeah, just taking like with not being able to get in the games and stuff like that as much. Just with your practice reps, you got to treat everything like it is a game. And whenever we go to Sanford and have the scrimmages in the stadium, those are game reps. I mean, you might not be getting teed off on, but that's probably the only difference. I mean, they're flying around out there, we're flying around up here, and all the calls are the same, all the signals are the same, and so you just got to treat that mentally as that's a game. The shot clock's going to be up there, the time's going to be up there, and you're playing your scrimmage and your practice just like a game.
Kirby said you made some good plays outside the pocket. He said there were some balls you threw out of bounds that could have been 50-50 balls. How would you break down your scrimmage, 1, and then 2? I think you're on pace to graduate in 3 years. What is your degree in, and how have you been able to graduate in 3 years when maybe other guys don't graduate that fast?
Yes, sir. Just going over my scrimmage, there's going to be good things you like, bad things you like, and just there's a notepad of things that was bad, and there's a couple things that's good, and that's whenever you're grading yourself, you got to be tough on yourself, and that's just something that I was working on. I was watching film this morning with Coach Gummy, and just being able to just put that on the practice field, like stuff that you might not have done well on Saturday, making sure that you do well on practice and carry that forward. And with the graduation, I graduated with some credits out of high school, so that kind of put me ahead a little bit. And I've stayed on my school, just trying to do my job. And yes, sir, I'll graduate this fall.
What's your major?
Communication studies.
Got time for 2 more questions with Brock.
Brock, how young were you when you came to your first Georgia game? And just from the standpoint of, man, I'm here competing for the starting quarterback job. Is that kind of a pinch me type deal for you?
So kind of a plot twist. I grew up an Auburn fan because my mom went to Auburn and stuff. But I think when I was getting recruited, that was my first time being to a Georgia game, and just being in the SEC atmosphere is awesome. I mean, the stadium's going to be rocking regardless of where you're at. Just that pinch me moment. Just the first time we went out there to stretch, I think it was the first home game. I teared up. I was like, man, I hadn't made it, but I'm one step closer, and it was surreal.
By the time spring is over, what do you hope to have shown the coaches, your teammates, just in what you've done over the entire spring?
Just at the end of spring, I'd like the coaches and my teammates to see, like, hey, this guy's a guy that's going to go to war for us. He's going to go to battle for us, and hopefully the coaches will see that, or hopefully the coaches can think that this is one of the guys that we can trust, and that trust will be built, and that this is a guy that's going to be consistent.
What have you seen out of the 2 transfers, wide receiver transfers?
Yeah, both of our wideouts, or both of our new transfer wideouts, Dom and Rara, they're very explosive. I will say that but just learning the playbook coming in from Mississippi State and Missouri. Our playbook is very big. There's a lot of stuff that we put on our wideouts and our skilled position players, and they're learning that so much, and they're spending extra time learning that. And my hat's off to them. But they're very explosive guys, and they'll go get the ball.
Thank you, Brock.
Thanks, Brock.